Hey, what's up? Remy Jake here. Welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'll be speaking about attention. So, what is attention? Attention is the process whereby a person or an individual concentrates on a few features of the environment and excludes other things. You focus on one thing to the exclusion of other things. You basically give your attention to a few aspects and avoid the other things that are not relevant in that situation or in that environment that you find yourself in. A simple example I'll give you is like when you're chilling with someone, when they're next to you, you avoid everyone else because you're with that person and you have to give that person your attention. They have to feel heard, they have to feel like you understand whatever they're saying and stuff like that, especially if you're engaged in a conversation. So that's the simplest example I can give. So the reason why I chose to talk about attention in this video is because I believe that whatever has your attention has your power. I deem attention as a powerful energy. So I feel like whenever you give attention to anything, you basically give it your energy, you basically give it power, you basically make it good. You make it stronger or better in a way. An example I would give is that whenever you're on a phone call, like, have you ever been on a phone call while it's multitasking or while it's doing something else on the side? Maybe, let's say playing a game, cooking or stuff like that. Like the conversation is not the same as if when you're just chilling, focusing on that person, focusing on that conversation without opening any other apps on your phone, just focusing on that conversation or focusing on that call. Because the other person on the other side can feel like, yeah, you're giving them your full attention and that they have your full attention, which is a good thing. So today, in today's world, like with things being online, with everything, like we're basically social beings. So when things are being moved online, we fall prone to multitask by default. It's easy for us to find ourselves talking to multiple people at once, and then those conversations that we have with those people don't turn out to be quality conversations because we're basically multitasking. It's like what we're doing is like chilling with six people in real time, like physically chilling with six people, without there being like a group topic. You try to talk to each person individually, like try to have a meaningful conversation with each one of those six individuals. It won't work because it will take a lot of time. And while if you're talking to someone on the other side will be disinterested. So when you talk to multiple people online, and in a sense of multitasking and stuff like that's basically what you're doing. So none of those conversations will be meaningful. If you try to make them meaningful, it will take away most of your time, so which is something that you don't want. So whatever has your attention has your power. So if you sit with someone or hang out with a friend and stuff like that, and you don't give them your full attention, they won't feel like that time spent together is worth it or worthwhile or meaningful because they didn't have your attention. When you're on a phone call and you're doing other things, the other person won't feel like that conversation is worthwhile. If if you all have known each other for a long time, that may be something that they might ignore and stuff like that. But if it's still a new friendship, a new relationship, a new whatever, try to minimize doing other things. Try to minimize multitasking on the side with games or whatever. So dedicate a specific time. If you're busy, dedicate a specific time to like engaging with that individual. It will definitely improve your overall quality of the conversation. So what has your attention has your power. Because think about it, to learn anything in school or anywhere, to truly learn and understand something, you have to give it your attention, you have to give it your time, you have to put in effort, you have to engage with that thing. So that process of engaging, that attention is where learning and understanding comes from. So to understand what someone is saying, you have to give them your full attention, you have to give them your ear, you have to give them your time, you have to listen without interrupting them, you have to give them your power in a sense, which is good. But today, in today's world, our attention is being stolen by multiple things, especially these newer apps. I'm not saying they're bad because they can be used for good, they can be used to your advantage, but I feel like most people are not aware that these apps are derailing them from being productive, from doing things to getting things done. So you can basically, I'm not saying social media apps are bad in any way, but I feel like Most of the time, when you are searching for something on YouTube, maybe you want to watch one video, it will recommend more similar videos. You end up spending more time than you should watching videos of the same thing. The same thing applies to other social media apps like TikTok and stuff like that, whereby everything's based on your attention. Like every video on there is short to grab your quick attention so that you can move to the next, move to the next, move to the next. And when you do that, like if you spend maybe 2 hours going through 100 videos, it will be very difficult for you to see or gain or understand what the take-home message was from all those videos that you've watched. I like just watching a 1 hour podcast and getting different information from it. So basically what I'm trying to say is that whatever you give your attention to, you basically give your power, you basically give your time, you basically give too much. And time is something that is very important, because with time you don't get time back. You don't get to live again. So do your best to use your time wisely, to not waste it unnecessarily. So it also depends on the kind of person you are. If TikTok makes you happy, then go ahead, squander your time and fill your stores of joy, fill yourself with joy. But if you feel like you've been wasting time and stuff like that, optimize those apps to work in your advantage. So there's this quote that I like by Amy. It says, for anyone trying to discern what to do with their life, they must pay attention to what they pay attention to. That's all the information you need. So to know what to do with your life, you have to pay attention to what you pay attention to. Because it's not just videos. Like, pay attention to the kinds of videos that you watch. If it's videos, pay attention to the kinds of books that you watch, the kinds of television shows that you watch. That will say a lot about you, and that will say a lot about your interest, what your interests are, and whatever you watch, whatever you give your attention will basically guide your life in a certain direction. So if you want to grow, if you want to develop, if you want to become anything in life, like, give attention to the things that are related to where you want to be, and through that you'll basically be where you want to be. For example, if you want to be a good photographer, you first have to buy a camera, right? You have to go on YouTube, search for the people who are doing what you aim to do, learn from them and stuff like that. Through you engaging with their material, through you giving attention to their videos, you'll basically become the person that you aim to be. This same principle applies to everything. If you want to become a happier person, I don't know if you can find videos on how to be happy, but I'm sure there's a video out there about that. Go on YouTube, watch videos about it, read books about it and stuff like that. With time, you'll find yourself to be, or you'll arrive at a destination that you aim to be. So whatever you give your attention to drives you or leads you in a certain direction. So most of the time, that the things that people deem fun, or I'm not saying you shouldn't do fun things. You should do fun things, but make sure that the things that you're doing are not leading you in a direction that is going to take you away from what you have planned for yourself and stuff like that. So there's another quote by Ortega. It says, tell me what you pay attention to and I'll tell you who you are. So if you want to know who you are, if you want to know what your personal interests are, go to your YouTube wall. I don't know what they call it, like your YouTube. When you open YouTube, the first thing that you see, the set of videos that you see, that will tell you a lot about you, because the videos that you'll see are basically your interest. It will tell you what you're heavily interested in and stuff like that. The things that you see on Facebook, the posts that you see on Facebook are close or are optimized to according to your interests, what you like and stuff like that. The more you like stuff, the more the app becomes used to, or the app personalizes according to your likes and stuff like that. So important note, what you can take from this, like, if you're trying to better your life in any way, give attention to the things that are related to where you want to be. If you want to be a happier person, watch videos about that. If you want to be a billionaire, read books about being a billionaire, being a millionaire. Read books about those who made it, those who are in a similar situation as you and stuff like that. And at the end of the day, if you continuously work in that, or work with those things, continuously give your attention to those things, if you continuously give your power to those things, if you continuously give your time to those things, at the end of the day, you'll be where you want to be, which is good. And that's all I want you to take away from this message. So that's basically it. That's all I wanted to share. So have yourself a beautiful day. Give your attention to the right things to improve your relationships. Give the people in your life attention. Listen to them without interrupting. Listen to all they have to say to improve your quality time, the quality of time you spend with your friends, family, and stuff like that. Be sure to give them your attention. Dedicate time to being with them without multitasking. Avoid falling prey to default multitasking when it's completely unnecessary. Normalize giving people your attention. Meaningful people, not everyone deserves your attention. So just so I put it out there. Give your friends attention when you're hanging out with them. Give your family attention when you're with them, without distractions, without using your phone, without using apps. When you're on a phone call, avoid using phone, other apps. Avoid doing other things while it's on a phone call. So that's it for me. Have a beautiful day. Cheers.